Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here in person at Earth and Sky. And those of you joining us online, we always appreciate your likes and sharing this video out to your friends and family. Today, we are our first Sunday in 2024.
I know. I'm excited for New
So
Year.
great.
I'm excited. New things. New fun things.
And we wanted to do a little bit of new classes too. Yes, we wanted to talk a little bit about numerology. For a couple reasons. We've got an amazing class coming up that starts here really soon.
2 of them.
And we're at the beginning of the year. This is a great time to do forecasting.
Yes, exactly.
Oftentimes people talk about what's the astrology forecast for the year.
Yeah.
I'm more into the numbers.
Numerology.
I love the science of the numbers. Pythagoras and Tesla will never steer us wrong.
No, Tesla's the man.
And really into the numbers. He said, if you understand the 3, 6, and 9, then you know the keys to the universe.
Absolutely.
And so in our Numerology 101 class, we actually talk about how to listen to the universe and how to understand what the universe is saying.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And as we come into this 2024, I like to always do a little bit of reflection on the past. We tend to be pretty big about reflecting.
Yeah.
Because when you reflect, then you can see what direction you're headed and if you're going in the direction of your goals.
Well, and so few people actually take a second and do that. They're so busy about what happened today, what's happening tomorrow, the stresses of the day and all of that they don't actually pause and reflect on what happened yesterday, what happened a week ago. Am I doing better than I was? Am I growing?
What went well? What didn't?
Am I evolving my life in a direction? Because it's so easy to get that and you just sort of do the same thing all the time.
Exactly. And 2023 was really quite a year for reflection, actually. Absolutely. In numerology, if you add 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3, 2023, you get a 7, which is all about learning, understanding, going within, getting the deeper side of things, looking into yourself in a spiritual level as well as that analytical level. A lot of people, I imagine, were interested in learning new things last year.
Absolutely.
Or they might have done more introspection.
Learning about yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of times over this last year, there was a pretty strong global current of an emotional energy, a feeling of sensitivity. So if any of you felt more sensitive, a bit more emotional about things last year, it was actually written in the numbers on that global footprint that we were experiencing.
Interesting.
And so I also really liked the way 2023 ended, where we had the numerology of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
12, 31, 23.
Yes, and that only happens once in a millennium, where you have December the 12th, 3, and then 1, 31st, 23, and just to spell it out a little bit.
It's like a waltz.
And so, but the energy of that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 really tells us that we should be taking a look at what our steps are that we're taking.
Yes.
We should be evaluating what are the things that have been working, because it's like repeating a cycle. 1, 2, 3, repeat it again.
1, 2, 3.
And so it's like saying, let's look at what you just did and see, do you want to repeat the same thing? Or do you want to switch it up? Do you want to head a different direction? You only really know that when you reflect, and then you can make your plan.
Yeah.
So it was like this 7-year energy that we had for 2023 ushered itself out by saying, don't forget to double check things. Check those steps. Repeat yourself a little bit, and then you can let go of 2023 and you release it out with the wind, containing that knowledge, the wisdom, whatever things it was that you learned last year, taking that in, and especially the self-introspection.
Well, and so 2023 is a 7, so then 2024...
And that would be an 8 because you're going to do 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, which is an 8.
And then if you add in the month...
We'll get to that in just a minute.
All right.
An 8-year, though, with numerology, because whenever you have the year, then that's energy that will affect the globe on a pretty global level.
Scale,
And so the 8 number is all about manifestation.
Nice.
We have been building doing things over the last few years. We have been clearing things out. A lot of times in a 7-year, there are things that will go away. There are things that will be destroyed. It might feel like a fire kind of comes up at times that brings an emotional trigger and the floodgates that come through as it really releases that which is no longer needed. That which is going to get in the way of what is being manifested. And this is where your intentions are so critical at this point, this entire year. What you are thinking is very apt to be something that is created in reality. So keep your thoughts away from worrying. Keep your thoughts away from anxiety. Keep your thoughts lifted into what brings joy. How can you bring peace? How can you expand yourself in ways that you intend and that you wish to? Because your thoughts are going to be very powerful in 2024.
Nice.
And that energy of manifestation is that kind of undercurrent that follows all of us this year. We'll get a lot more into that in the Numerology 101 class for anyone that's taking that class that comes up soon. But you were just mentioning the month.
And then, well, I was just, because when you were talking about the way 2023 was ending, and then we were talking about reflecting, and so if 2024 is an 8, and then you add the January, which gives you a 9, right?
Yep.
And so the 9 is
the month, the global footprint of the month is going to be a 9 energy. And in the numerology class, we talk about how to figure out your personal month and your personal year and how to know month by month and day by day what your own personal forecast is with how it works with your numbers. But this is on the global level, the energy on the globe, is that as we were shedding at the end of 2023, especially that last day of 2023, it was like, look at your process, review, reflect, and be ready to repeat, and look at the small individual steps, the 1, 2, and 3 of where are we getting to where we're going. And that comes right into January 1st, and the month of January, which is all about endings.
Right?
Not
so
necessarily what you expected.
No, but that's what's so interesting, because you're ending the year, we were talking about reflecting, and so now you have a month to finish that reflection.
Yes.
And really take in, if you deep dive, you can take in all of the stuff and all of the what you've been through and what 2023 had for you, and it gives you like a whole month to really sum that up and get ready for the rest of the year.
Ask your deep questions. Ask yourself, what did you accomplish that you were most excited about this last year? What goal did you have that you wished you had accomplished but you didn't? What lessons did you learn last year? What was the biggest lesson that you learned last year? And one of the questions, actually 2 of the questions, I find to be especially helpful in this reflection during the month of January is, what habits did well for me last year?
That's a good one.
And what habits did not help me last year? There may be things that you need to let go of as far as certain habits, and certain things that you want to bring in more. In this month, January, this is the time to do it. There is a global energy that is rising around you that will help you in propelling forward to allow you to release what you need to clear so that you can move forward into actually manifesting what you really want to manifest this year.
Awesome.
And then that will lead us into the month of February, where February is a Wheel of Fortune month. That's one of the really fun numbers that we have in numerology, because if you add 2, which is the month, plus 8, which is the year, it gives you a 10.
Right.
10 is like the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot deck. If you're familiar with the tarot deck, the Wheel of Fortune is a way that you can really spin this wheel, and if you are paying attention, and if you are being conscious about what you're manifesting, and if you are looking at the details that you need to look at, there can be an incredible momentum that will launch you forward into your goals in this year of manifestation in incredible ways. But it's also the Wheel of Fortune because if you are haphazard and careless and you're not paying attention,
just kind of doing whatever,
exactly,
and living your day to day,
not thinking about what your reflections are, not planning what your goals are, it can go in any direction that this world can take us. So I highly recommend doing that reflection, asking those questions, and really set your thoughts on what you want to manifest? How can you be the best person that you can be in this life this year? What are you wanting to create? Because this world is going to be creating a whole lot of stuff this year.
Absolutely.
And
So a lot of that. So I know most of that I learned in the 101 class, the Numerology 101 class.
yeah, in the Numerology 101, we go into a lot of the depth of everything for the person.
Yeah,
What is your
yeah.
destiny?
Yeah.
How can you realize and achieve your destiny?
Yeah, how all of the stuff fits together, your name and your birth date and all the stuff that goes with that.
Personalities.
And all the stuff that, all of your, it's kind of
Karmic
like your
challenges.
blueprint of what you're born with.
Yes.
That you get a chance to go, look, this is what you were born with, and then you can start to figure out what you've done with that since then. So some areas get stronger, some areas sort of fall away, and that's what I've noticed when in taking
Yes.
the class. So
Exactly, yeah, and it really is. There's so many different details and so many
So
ways that
many.
we play around
Yeah.
with all the numbers,
Yeah, yeah.
karmic challenges, finding out what gifts you have
Yeah.
and how to tap into
and
that.
sections of life and what happens in these different sections of your life and what to expect of what the challenges are, what the gifts are during those sections.
Each period of life.
Yeah, which is
Exactly.
very cool.
It's very similar to a natal chart and astrology,
Oh,
where
right,
it has all
yes.
the houses and the planets and the aspects.
Yep.
Only with the numbers, I find it so much easier
It's,
to just break it down
and
and
it's easier-
understand it personally.
Yeah, it's easier to digest for me. I have to say, it is easier for me to digest.
And we walk through in the class in a way to really help with
Yeah.
that ability to digest.
Well, and you do
take
that
it
with
in.
all your classes.
Well, that's
so.
the Dragon Fire teachings. That's true. That's always been important to me.
So you always make it very easy to learn what it is you're teaching.
I know
so.
that science has showed us that when we learn something new and we sleep on it, our brain is able to lock that
Process,
into
yeah.
the long-term
Yeah,
storage.
absolutely.
When we have a whole lot of things, so many things that we learn at once, and without having a nap or an ability to
Yeah.
sleep through the night on it, then part of that just gets
Goes
chucked
away,
through
yeah.
the short-term storage and lost, and part gets filed away.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we really try to
Get
allow
as
that
much as we
integration.
can to stay. Yeah,
And that's what
absolutely.
makes me excited that you're getting ready to take the numerology
201.
tool.
Yeah, I'm so excited about the 201.
This will be the first time for you.
Absolutely. So, and when you were talking about the tarot cards, so that's kind of part of the 201. Am I right?
It is, yes. Yeah, we go through the minor arcana of the tarot.
Which I have no idea what that means.
That means the cards that are like 4 of Cups or 5 of Pentacles, or they have a number and then
Oh,
a
like the
suit.
non-face cards.
Exactly.
Oh, okay,
Exactly.
okay.
Yes.
So the core of the 2 through 9 or 2 through 10. 2 through
Ace
10.
through 9.
Or ace
Yes,
through 10.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And so it'll be a great way to get a much deeper understanding of that. We'll be working with showing you examples from several types of tarot decks.
Nice.
And if somebody decides to sign up for this, then we can use pictures with examples from your own
Oh, nice.
decks
So
as well.
So
if
it's
you have
personalized.
one.
If they have their own, they can really get a grasp of it
Exactly.
directly with their own set.
And through
Nice.
this, you also can learn how to do tarot readings from a regular deck of playing cards. That's how I taught myself originally,
Interesting.
through
Okay.
the understanding of the science of numerology.
Because it has the same basic deck.
Absolutely.
Suits and numbers
Exactly.
and face cards.
Exactly.
Okay,
And for
okay.
those that read tarot a lot, it's going to really deepen so much how
Interesting.
well you can read your
Now
cards.
I know that was just a small part though. The big one is the Tree of Life,
Yes,
right?
that's my favorite part
yes,
of this
that's what
class.
I mean. That's the part I'm the most excited about. 'Cause
Yes.
Tarot's very cool and very neat, but not my speed
Right,
really.
right.
But the Tree of Life, I'm very excited about.
Yeah, so many people think that they know about the tree of life and this beautiful essence of thinking of the beautiful tree and the energy that comes from her and
Yes,
connection to the earth.
yeah.
But there is so much more to the tree of life that so many people don't grasp.
yeah.
There are 10 spheres on the tree of life. There's a hidden sphere on the tree of life. There are 23 paths.
Wow.
And through each of these spheres and paths, you can learn to understand where you are in life. What energy are you in your life? And what are the easiest points of possibility to shift that energy if you want to move into a different sphere. If there's an energy you're wanting to bring into your life, the Tree of Life can teach you how to bring that energy in, where to reach for to pull it in, whether you're pulling in the divinity aspects or you're bringing up the practicality, you're moving from the left column or the right column. All of these different aspects and learning the spherot, which are all those spheres on the Tree of Life, is in this class.
Nice. Now, after taking the 101, it's like I thought I had a really good grasp, and now I'm like, I have no idea how that would work. So I'm so excited. Because it's so different that you have to have 101 to get to 201 to understand the basics. So I mean, so I get the numbers, but now this is such a new, wholly different, completely new thing, and I'm really excited about it.
Yes, it's going to be so fun. Yeah. This was actually, of all my 30-some years of teaching, this was the most challenging class for me to write. I wrote it several years ago, and I wasn't aware of anyone else that really combined each of these elements together.
Oh, interesting.
And it was probably about 10 to 12 hours that I would put in for every 1 hour of class time that I would teach.
Which for you is saying something, because that's like, because when you're in research study mode, you do like 3-to-1 work of what I can accomplish in the same time, which is crazy. So that's amazing.
And I've worked with the Spherot and the Tree of Life so much more since then, and I really am excited about bringing the depth of that wisdom into this cool. And watching how it changes each of you.
So anything else about numerology?
I think that kind of gives a short snapshot of where you're at right now, what things to do this week, pondering on.
Now, so just as a real quick, is there a 202? Is there a 301 or 302 or anything?
There is, exactly.
Okay,
yes,
so there's more there's more even after that.
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah, the 202 we go into the paths on the Tree of Life, and we bring in the astrology component along with numerology. So you can see how you get the triune of astrology, Tree of Life's paths, and that's the 301 class.
The 301,
mix those a little.
I was like, wait, what?
The major arcana and the paths on the Tree of Life is the 202 class.
Oh, okay.
And then the 301 class is where we bring astrology into it as well.
That's gonna be
so it's really
great.
like a 4-year doctoral program in numerology by the end of it.
Very cool.
But it is, and I hope that this gives a little snapshot for everyone to be able to work through as we're shifting into these really big energies.
Absolutely.
So coming in second millennium, 8-year for the global current of energy, and then we've got our 9 letting go of things. There's with the 9 month, with the month of January, one of the beautiful blessings that comes with this is this ability for unconditional love, this incredible amount of light that comes in. So if it feels like it's hard sometimes to do that reflection and review, and you see certain things that maybe you have regrets or guilt or things that felt a bit heavy, know that there's also this beautiful energy of light that comes through infinitely during this 9 month that is there to support you, to carry you. That's one of the things we get into with the Tree of Life class a little bit, but it's there for everybody right now. So as you are doing the review, if it gets heavy, ask the light to come into you. Allow yourself to feel the love that's radiating into you.
Grace and love.
Yes, give yourself grace. It's so important. And then know that each thing you're clearing away is creating space for the Wheel of Fortune, the intentions that you're setting in February. And then that sends you into this beautiful playground of being able to work with others as we come into the month of March. It's ushering in this beautiful current of working with others, finding your partners, because you're manifesting, you're creating. So in March, it's a great time to figure out who is in your circle or who are the people that you don't know yet that you want to bring in on whatever projects you're working on this year, so you can create things together. April brings in a lot of joy as we come into the ability to expand and bring joy in. And I won't go through the rest of the year right now because I think it'll make the video too long, but just to give you a little snapshot of some of the things to come on that global level and how you can be an active active participant in assisting these energies to be able to expand around you, to create in your life in this year 2024.
It's easier to create what you want when you know the universe is kind of helping you in that moment, moved in that direction.
Yes,
So, yeah.
exactly.
So we hope you liked this video. Please hit the like button. If you haven't, subscribe, please. And if you would like to go to our website, earthandskyscenter.com, that has the numerology information, all the different classes. They're amazing classes.
Go to the calendar section.
And if
you
go
can
to
read all the
calendar,
descriptions on the classes
what the
page.
classes and every, so
The calendar section is where you can go ahead and enroll. We do offer all of these classes online currently,
Yep.
and have on-demand classes as well as the live classes.
absolutely. So thank you so much.
Have a great week, everybody.